Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm going to take a quick look at Crow. And just before we do, we usually look at Bitcoin, but I'll skip the nonsense there because it's really just kind of, for lack of better terms, it's consolidating. It's testing the 200-day simple moving average, and it is getting rejected, of course, but not a bad thing. It's pretty standard for that to happen for a couple of days. So we might see the price kind of stay where it's at for the moment, but it's up about 3% on the day, allowing some other coins to kind of get back on track. So let's go ahead and take a look here at Crow. And just before we do, if you're new to the channel, I love teaching people how to trade, and I hope that you learn a thing or two here today. This is my full-time job, and I just love helping others become better. I actually have a trading community with that specific purpose in place, so be sure to check that out in your own time. Rolling out with a trading academy near the month end as well, step-by-step instructions on how to be a better trader. So looking here at the one-day chart, we can see the price is kind of just hanging out around 50, right? At least on the RSI. 50 RSI is essentially considered to be a resistance level. We can see that here, of course, where the price got rejected by about 58.2 cents. That's not bad, nor good. It's actually better than nothing, because the more often you test a resistance, the more likely it is to break. It's tested 3 days in a row now, and we're likely going to see that come above soon. But for the moment, we're kind of just hanging out right now, so good place to dollar cost average if you haven't already. Taking a look at the 4-hour chart, we can see simple moving averages are working above the price action. Therefore, they could be considered a resistance level. They haven't been officially tested yet, but you can see the 200 might be tested here in the near future if the price can leg up once more for Crow. Now, we just got to, again, get past 58.2 cents, and we'll see what happens there. But we are up over 50 on the RSI on the midterm here on the 4-hour. So that's a good sign, ultimately basically telling us that we have, kind of a tentative bullish momentous switch or transition, because we've had some decent amount of green candles recently here, kind of bringing the price back up. And of course, the MACD is kind of reflecting the fact that we have, more bullish sentiment than bearish sentiment, right? So that's a good sign to see that on the midterm. The macro doesn't show it just yet, but here on the 4-hour, it kind of tells us that we are getting on track. And this 4-hour chart will translate into the one-day chart too as well, right? Because all it takes is, what, 6 4-hour candlesticks to make one-day candlestick, right? So if we can stay consistent on the 4-hour, then we'll see that reflect on the one day as well, right? So looking here at we'll go ahead and take a look at the 1-hour chart. Taking a peek at the Ichimoku cloud, we can see the lagging span just broke free of any price action. We're above the cloud, and we're also above on the conversion line. So hypothetically, right now, we have a buy signal from the Ichimoku cloud letting us know that we have potential opportunity to go ahead and take entry now. So again, I usually don't like to take entry just based on one metric, but I can tell you though that the Ichimoku cloud is nice because it kind of has 3 things working for it. If you get a check mark on all 3 categories, then the likelihood of you getting some kind of profit from that is fairly high. Especially the fact that we have a potential increase over the 4-hour. Really, all we need is Bitcoin to go sideways for a couple of days, and KuCoin will continue to increase. Okay, so again, we just got to break this key level resistance. We'll see what happens here soon, but I would say that now is not a terrible time to consider either taking entry on a a shorter term swing trade, or even just adding to your position if you're having a long term swing trade slash maybe a hodl account, right? Go ahead and continue to add your position if you have that opportunity, right? So good stuff there. The only thing else I can see here is that TD Sequential is telling us we're at a 7. And that basically just means that we might see about 2 hours more of a continuation, maybe test that resistance level, and then likely see a consolidation phase after. So you can see what happened here previously. The price comes up to a 9, and it comes back down. We got a reset at a 4, and we're back up to a 7. So hypothetically, we go up to a 9 again. We could see a downwards action and back on up. The key here is that we need the next low, essentially, to be higher than this point. Okay, which is essentially what 57.1 cents. So if the next higher low is over 57.1 cents, we get a bounce off of that, we'll be in very, very good shape. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and mark this for later so you can kind of see that, because that is essentially where the highest point reached, and then we got to make sure the next higher low needs to be above that. So simply put, we just want the price action to continue to progress upwards, obviously. But if it were to come back down, a bounce off of 57 cents wouldn't be a bad thing, okay? In fact, we might actually anticipate that just based on the simple fact that we're at a 7, and we shouldn't expect a tremendous amount more momentum from Crow at this point. Once again, basically just doing what Bitcoin's doing for the moment, but it will break free from it eventually. It's obviously done well in the past. It just got really overextended for a while, and a lot of times when coins get extremely overextended, they become synonymous with Bitcoin after they sell off, because of the fact that there's a lot less hype, a lot less social sentiment, and it's not really the focus is elsewhere, if that makes sense, right? So just keep in mind the best time to invest in this coin is when nobody's talking about it. And right now, I think Crow is still low on the totem pole in that sense, where it has a tremendous amount of potential. I think we're going to see it flourish eventually. So hopefully you find benefit here today. Of course, if you do, comment below. If not, that's okay too. Consider becoming a community member if you'd like to join. Link in the description below, and send me a message if you have any questions through social media. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Take care.